Reportedly, Paul Mitchell is the favourite, as I currently said. But obviously, as Ed Woodward confirmed, he has basically made it clear before we commit to any signings, he wants that director's role to get full. So reportedly, we've been interested in a few. I think we've been interested in Maratta, whatever his name is, the former Juventus director. And we've been linked with quite a few others as well, but I can't pronounce the name. But reportedly, Paul Mitchell is the favourite. I think from RP Leipzig's perspective, they are still keen on keeping him. I think they want to offer him a new contract so he stays and offer him a bigger role at the club. Reportedly, Paul Mitchell. Reportedly, he is Ed Woodward's number one choice to come and fulfil the director of football at Manchester United. As I said before, Ed Woodward, commits to any more signings at Manchester United. But reportedly, he has a very, very close relationship with Mauricio Pochettino, because obviously this Paul Mitchell has reportedly been the head of recruitment at Southampton, and he's been the head of recruitment at Tottenham as well. And obviously, he has worked with Pochettino. As it did say, responsible for quite a few signings. It was responsible for the Dejan Lovren signing and the Sadio Mane signing. Also was responsible for the signing of Toby Alderweireld and Heung-min Son and, quite a few other players as well, this Paul Mitchell. But reportedly, he's Ed Woodward's number one target, as it has confirmed. I think throughout his playing career, he played for the likes of Wigan and MK Dons, when he was a player. But he's been in Germany now with RP Leipzig, I think, almost a year, as it does explain. But reportedly, they have a very, very good relationship, the Pochettino and Paul Mitchell, reportedly. And we have been looking, to hire a director of football into the club, as we all currently know. Potentially, we wanted to do this before we obviously, made a choice on getting a permanent manager in at the end of the season, as that is confirmed as well. But obviously, now Paul Mitchell is reportedly my number one choice to fulfill that director's role at Old Trafford. Potentially, as it did say as well, obviously Pochettino is our number one target, to come in on a full-time basis at the end of the season, to get the managerial role on a full-time basis, Pochettino. But that was unlikely, because what reports coming out of the other week, regarding Mauricio Pochettino, as we all know, that reportedly Danny Lever had come out in the press of Tottenham chairman, and he actually suggested out that he was standing firm and he was being ruthless, and he wasn't willing to let Pochettino go to Manchester United. He said even if we were willing to offer in the excess of £50 million, it did say reportedly he wasn't going to let Pochettino leave, and I think Pochettino's happy at Tottenham. I think he's fully committed to Tottenham. I'm to be quite honest with you, is Mauricio Pochettino, and we know it would cost us to get him in at the end of the season if we were, get him in on a full-time basis at the end of the season, when we could save that money and get a sign with that money, and obviously probably keep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But Pochettino's only spent £50 million since 2014. He's got a good record with Tottenham. As I said, he's only spent £50 million since 2014. I think he's, managed over 250 odd games now for Tottenham. He's been obviously managing since 2009. He did, obviously, as I said, sign a 5-year deal last summer, but he's good at developing young players. He's Mauricio Pochettino, as he has proven. Tottenham's mainly built around him, and he's Premier League proven, and obviously, he does understand the Premier League, does Mauricio Pochettino, but obviously we know he's been our number one choice. He's been Ed Woodward's number one choice, because he confirmed a couple of weeks ago that he was in talks with Man United, and Ed Woodward were in transfer talks with Mauricio Pochettino as well. But potentially we know he has reportedly been our number one. But reportedly it's Paul Mitchell. As I've actually updated you on a regular basis, that reportedly now he's Ed Woodward's number one choice, to come and fulfil that director of football role at Manchester United. He's currently RP Leipzig at the moment. He's been there almost a year. I think RP Leipzig are still keen on keeping him there. They want to keep him as their head of recruitment, but reportedly Manchester United are interested, and it's Woodward's number one target. Now, we've been interested in a few others coming to, to be the director of football at Manchester United, but Paul Mitchell reportedly is the number one, reportedly, as he currently said. But he's previously, worked with Pochettino, so they have got a good relationship. And, if we were to get Paul Mitchell in and then Pochettino comes in, at the end of the season, on a full-time basis, our full-time manager, then obviously they know each other very, very well, because they've previously worked together, as we all currently know. But as I did say to you, I would rather keep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, to be quite I'd rather keep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the club, to be quite honest with you, because he knows about the club, he knows the traditions of the club, and he knows the club inside out. And there's Solskjaer, as we all currently know, because he was a great player, for 11 years, as we all know, under Alex Ferguson. He's watched some of these players grow and develop, when he managed the reserve team as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he's had a fantastic start at Manchester United, 7 wins out of 7, 19 goals scored, as we all know. And he's, the structure in the teams right now, the cohesion in the team, the cohesion in the teams right now. And, he's got that mentality into the team as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know. And he's got them to express themselves and get them enjoying playing football again, which is the most important thing. And Solskjaer did confirm he doesn't expect us, to make any signs in this January window. He doesn't expect us to make any signs in this January window, and he did say he doesn't, he said it's unlikely we'll make any. He said he doesn't expect us to make any signs in this January window because we still know there's been a lot of vast improvements, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in. But in my opinion, we still potentially, maybe we need a strong central defender. We need someone on the right because, as I did say, all our attack is coming from the left-hand side, as we all couldn't know. And obviously this season, our objective is to get into that top 4 position. There is quite a few teams, going for the top 4, but that's our objective this season, to get in the top 4. And we're definitely, in without for the top 4 this season. We've still got a great chance, of winning the FA Cup this season as well, which would be a fantastic achievement, if Solskjaer could do that as well. And then hopefully, I think we have a year, still at least a year or 2 off the league, because potentially we do need a couple of signings, as we all currently know. But as I did say, obviously, I hope Solskjaer can elevate us to that higher level and, get us back up there competing with the likes of City and Liverpool, next season. As I currently said, it probably won't happen. We probably won't make any signings in this January window. We'll probably, leave it until the summer, probably, as I said. But, Solskjaer's been discussing that. I'd love the job on a full-time basis at Manchester United, and he said it would be hard for him, to leave Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. People say he hasn't had enough managerial experience, he didn't do so well with Cardiff and he won 2 Norwegian titles with Mold. But as I did say, he knows about Manchester United and he's got the team playing in the right vein, as we all know, and the right manner. And the players are playing, for this manager. He's brought positivity back to the club, as we all know, positivity in the fans and the players, as we all currently know as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he did reportedly say he was the number 1, target. He was Ed Woodward's number 1 the other week after that fantastic victory against Tottenham. But I think Solskjaer, in my opinion, should get the job on a full-time basis, if you ask me. But I still think Pochettino does remain the number 1, as it did actually. It is still saying that in the media that Pochettino is reportedly our number 1, to get the job on a full-time basis. At the end of the season, as we all currently know. But yeah, Paul Mitchell has been mentioned in the media, as it has confirmed, head of recruitment of RP Lisbon. Now he's Ed Woodward's number 1 choice, reportedly. Obviously he will help in like the transfer market and that, but obviously Ed Woodward confirmed he's not committing to any signings until he gets a director of football into the club, to fulfill that role. And I think Paul Mitchell has got the experience and all that, as I said as well. And I think he probably would be a good candidate, as he currently said. But as I did say, we're playing very, very well under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. He's got the team playing in the right vein, as we all know. He's going with a system, that suits the players. Pogba's getting the freedom, to express himself more. As I did say, I think Rashford, looks very, very good centrally. Looks very, very effective indeed, does Marcus Rashford, and he's playing in the right way. He's made 150 appearances now for United, being a United player since the age of 7, so he's potentially, progressing up the ranks very, very well. And obviously, he's our first choice is Marcus Rashford, as we all know, because what Rashford can offer up front, Lukaku can't, as we all currently know. And Lukaku, the likes of Lukaku and Sanchez, I don't think they will be happy, just to have a bench role. They won't be happy to sit on the bench, Lukaku and Sanchez. But that's what's likely going to happen now, because obviously Lukaku struggled this season. Obviously, he doesn't complement our front line, Lukaku, because he's slow and he doesn't really have any pace, Lukaku, and everyone has concerns about his first touch. But like players like Martial, Lingard and Rashford have all got pace and they can press out the pitch, but this is something Lukaku can't do. But I think he has rejuvenated his form, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in, to be quite honest with you, Romelu Lukaku. But he's proven in the Premier League and he's a proven goal scorer, don't forget, as we all know, and we paid £75 million for him. But Rashford, he can offer some special, he can offer good stuff up front, but Lukaku can't, as we all currently know. But Lukaku obviously isn't first choice. It's Rashford who's first choice over him, and same with Alexis Sanchez as well. And there's areas of his game that he does need to adapt. Sanchez has got pace. Obviously, he's the highest paid player for Manchester United, as we all know. He's on he's on over £500,000 a week, as we all know. He hasn't really adapted himself since he's come to United. He hasn't really made an impact, to be quite honest with you. But as I did say, he's not obviously first choice on that left hand side, as we all know. Sanchez has obviously had quite a few injury problems, as we all know. Had an hamstring injury, suffered another injury. That's why he came off against Reading the other week as well. Alexis Sanchez. But obviously, Martial is our first choice on that left hand side, because we know how effective Martial is on that left hand side. Very, very young, needs to grow and develop more, and just like Marcus Rashford. But Martial's been in absolutely fantastic form this season for us as well. But potentially, the tester for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to be the FA Cup game on Friday against Arsenal. I think it's a 5 to 8 kickoff, as we all couldn't know. So that's going to be a tasty affair, to be quite honest with you. But we've had a good start, 7 wins out of 7. Solskjaer, become the first manager to win his first 6 league games. So potentially has beaten Sir Matt Busby's record as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know. As we all currently know. But we look very, very effective, in that front line when we've got Martial on the left who creates that width, and he's good at causing problems for fullbacks. Rashford very, very effective centrally. Rashford been scoring and providing. I think Lingard's been doing very, very well on the right. Recently, he's been first choice over Juan Mata, as we all know, as Jesse Lingard. I think Paul Pogba's playing fantastically well as well. He's scoring and providing assists, and he's getting the freedom, to express himself. Is Paul Pogba, which is very, very good to see. And he's rejuvenated the form, now under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as he did do at Juventus, because, he had 4 great years with Juventus, did Paul Pogba. But we're seeing the best out of him now under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all couldn't know. Didn't see the best out of him under Mourinho, because he had bad disputes with Mourinho. Mourinho had bad disputes with a lot of the players. He was publicly known for criticising players, and he didn't really get along with the board. Did Jose Mourinho, as we all know, and the club weren't back in some of the signings he wanted to get in last summer, as we all know. But since Mourinho's gone, there's been a lot of change into the club, into the team, as we all know. And they're playing now. They're playing potential level, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer obviously has got them doing this, as we all currently know. And I think the whole team's basically improved, to be quite honest with you. Matic has really, really improved. I know he's slow and I have reservations about him, but he's effective in his passing. His distribution has improved as well as Paul Pogba's. As Nemanja Matic's, as we all currently know, but I still have strong reservations about him. And potentially, there's a lot of players that have really, really improved, to be quite honest with you. And we've still obviously got players coming to the end of the contracts, that does need sorting out at Manchester United, to be quite fair. We still obviously, got players, coming to the end of the contracts at the club. It would be really, really good news if we did get Martial a new deal, Rashford a new deal, Pogba a new deal, and De Gea a new deal. Potentially, they are our best players in the squad, as we all know. We spent over £400 million on 11 players. We've invested a lot of money, since Alex Ferguson retired. We spent £700-800 million, I think, since Ferguson retired. But this team, I think, can flourish under Solskjaer. I think, the young players can grow and develop, as I currently said. And potentially, I think this team can become a replica of what the team achieved and did under Alex Ferguson. As he currently said. But, obviously I think players will believe in as well, as I do keep saying to you guys, I do think players will believe in as well, but we still have got players, coming to the end of the contracts, as we all currently know. But obviously with the Paul Pogba situation, as it did come out in the press, as we all know, potentially Paul Pogba was demanding that he wanted to have discussions with Manchester United about a possibility of signing a new contract. He currently has 2 years left on his current one, does Paul Pogba. He's on £290,000 a week. Potentially, if he's to sign this new contract and commit to this new contract, obviously he's going to want a wage increase. Somewhere along the lines, he'll probably want the same as what potentially, Sanchez is getting, or, around about that wage, as we all know, because this is the best we've seen Pogba, for a month now under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And if he does sign this new contract, this will probably be one of the best moments of his playing career, playing under Solskjaer, because he's been absolutely flamboyant and absolutely sensational, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know, as Paul Pogba. When he's in this kind of form, and he's one of the best midfielders in the world without a shadow of a doubt. To quite honest, I think he operates himself in that number 10 role. Very, very good. But if we can get him a new contract, that would be fantastic as well. And same with Anthony Martial. You did say we're willing to offer him a 5-year deal, as he did confirm. And I hope we can, somewhere along the line, get this done, because Martial's a sensational player, still still only young, still 23 years of age. He's 2 years older than Rashford. Rashford's 21 and Martial's 23. As we all currently know. Last year, obviously, we did activate a 12-month extension on his current contract to keep him at the club until 2020. But his representative came out last year saying he was pessimistic about him signing a new long-term deal. And his current representative also said he wanted to leave Manchester United last summer, reportedly, because there were a few teams actually, interested in Martial, as we all currently know. But as I did say, if we were somewhere along the line to get him a new 5-year deal, that would be fantastic. And he's been here a good 3.5, or is it, 4 years now, Anthony Martial, and he's been absolutely fantastic indeed, as we all know. But he said we were on the brink of signing him a new 5-year deal at the club, and currently Rashford's current contract does end in 2020, so it would be sensational if we got him a new deal at the club as well. Rashford's been in absolutely fantastic form. As I said, his pace is fantastic, his physical attributes, his finishing's fantastic as well. His finishing's actually improved, as he has been growing and developing, to be quite fair, Marcus Rashford. And as I said, Martial's good at scoring goals, and he can provide as well. He's good at providing as well, especially. But yeah, they are two fantastic young age prospects in our squad, and Martial and Marcus Rashford, as we all know. And as I did say, I hope we can, get De Gea a new contract at the club as well. David De Gea, it would be fantastic if we got De Gea a new contract term at the club. Same with him, last year we extended his current contract term until 2000. We activated a 12-month extension on his current contract last year, De Gea. And De Gea, he's been here a number of years now. His progression, has been absolutely fantastic. He has been here since 2011 as David De Gea, as we all currently know. So he's been here a good 7-8 years now, or something like that, as David De Gea at least, or is it 9? Yeah, he's been here a long time now, and he's grown and developed fantastically well. Reportedly, if he's to commit to a new deal, because he has committed his long-term future at Man United, if he's to commit to a new long-term future, if he's to commit to a new contract, I think he'll obviously want to demand a wage increase. I think he's demanding that he wants around £300,000 a week, so he wants to potentially become one of the highest paid players, does De Gea, as he is demanding. But he was talking about before, Man United being up there challenging for silverware and all this, and potentially we wouldn't have had any confidence under Mourinho that we was going to do that. But now we've got Solskjaer, he's got the team motivated and playing the way Solskjaer wants them to play, and playing we're seeing now we are playing the way we used to play under Fergie. David De Gea will be happy to stay, and he will commit to a new deal as we and he's obviously won everything here, of course, apart from the Champions League, as David De Gea as well, and he's made over 300 appearances since he's been here. We know he's on the brink of joining Real Madrid in 2015, but he didn't. Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain have also been interested in him as well, and he's won the club's Player of the Year due to his fantastic performances in the last 4 or 5 seasons. He's also won the Smart Buzzers Player of the Year quite a few times. Well, and he's also won other individual awards as well as David De Gea. But since he's been here, he's made over 300 appearances. But definitely, potentially the best goalkeeper. We've had great goalkeepers over the years. We know we've had Peter Schmeichel, and we've had the likes of Edwin van der Sar. But they were great goalkeepers when they're here, but nowhere near the same caliber as David De Gea. Because even when we got David De Gea, we never expected him to turn out this good. As we all currently know, as he currently said. As he currently said. But yeah, I hope we can get him a new deal as well. And we've still got other players, coming sending the contracts. And I hope, somewhere along the line, we can get Ander Herrera as well, a new contract term at the club. That would be very, very good to see as well. I think, he's obviously been here since 2014. Been impressed with Ander Herrera, since Louis van Gaal got him in 2014, because he was struggling under Mourinho. Really wasn't getting a lot of starts, under Jose Mourinho. To be quite fair, he wasn't getting enough starts from the start. But since Solskjaer's coming, he's played a big part in the team. He's becoming a regular in the team. He's Ander Herrera, which is very, very good to see. And I do think, he complements our midfield fantastically well. Does Ander Herrera, to be quite honest with you. But I still think he's a very, very good player, and hopefully somewhere along the lines we can get him a new deal at the club as well, and Herrera. Same with, obviously we've still got Ashley Young. We want to we've failed to get him a contract extension at the moment as well. Ashley Young obviously is our first choice right back. He's been playing on a regular basis this season. Obviously Ashley Young. He is now 33 years of age and he has been here, since 2011. As Ashley Young, as we all know, made of 300 odd appearances. Obviously when he was a lot younger in his prime, was mainly used as a right winger, as we all know. But obviously we play him at right back. Ashley Young. As we all could know, we have been in talks of getting him a contract extension as well, because obviously his first choice at our right back position is Ashley Young as well. So we've still got players, coming to the end of the deals, as we all know. And if we were to get De Gea a new contract, Martial a new contract, Pogba a new contract, and Rashford, that would be fantastic for this January window, and then probably leave the signings until the summer, and to be quite honest with you. But there is still key areas where we do need to improve, because I think we still need a centre defensive mid that's fast and tenacious. We definitely need a strong central defender, because Phil Jones and Chris Smalling, I don't think he'll be here next season, in my opinion. Fossil Mento and Tuanzebe are out on loan. As I currently said, Bay's got a great potential, but he hasn't really featured that much this season, to be quite honest with you. But Lindelof's really played well in that central defensive position, this season. I think he's looked good alongside Jones, recently, to be quite honest here. But I think Jones and Smalling, will be gone next season, to be quite honest with you. But I think, also too, Marion Fellaini, obviously he's out for 3 to 4 weeks, as we all know. He's Marion Fellaini with a calf injury. Reportedly, it says Solskjaer was willing to sell him for around £15 million, as it did confirm Marion Fellaini. And a few teams have been interesting, but I just don't see how he fits in this new regime at Manchester United, to be quite honest with you. He doesn't fit this system at Manchester United now under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So potentially, I think Fellaini, will leave the club, to be quite honest with you. I do think Marcus Rojo will be leaving the club as well. He's another player I do think will leaving as well, Manchester United, because Marcus Rojo struggled to get a run of games in behind, since he's come here. And he's enjoyed the difficult times since he's come to United, to be quite honest with you. He's had quite a lot of injuries and he's been struggling to keep fit and all that, but it probably will be likely that Rojo probably will leave in the summer, to be quite honest with you. Then we'll obviously plan to bring a new defender in, as we all currently know. And same with Antonio Valencia. I think he could be gone in the summer as well, because obviously he struggled for game time this season. As Antonio Valencia, he's been a good servant over the years. He has been here, of course, since 2009. He has been here 10 years, is it, or something like that now. Antonio Valencia, he's made over 300 odd appearances, as we all currently know. But obviously, Ashley Young is our first choice right back. So potentially, as I did say, I think Valencia could be gone, in the summer. I think reportedly West Ham have been interested in him as well. So I think he will be a player that will be going. He will be a player that'll be going as well. Matteo Darmian's situation, he could be going as well. The last I heard from the Italian press, regarding Matteo Darmian, guys. What I heard about Matteo Darmian is reportedly Juventus have been interested in him, because obviously he's had experience of playing in Italy. When he was a lot younger in his prime, Matteo Darmian. To be quite honest with you, Matteo Darmian reportedly said Juventus have been in talks. Reportedly Juventus are keen on getting Matteo Darmian on loan. Reportedly Juventus will have to pay £3 million for the loan fee, and then probably have the option to make the deal permanent in the summer by paying around £7-8 million. So we'll get the money back, basically, that were paid for him from Torino, which was just over 12 million, was it, or something like that. And he has been here since 2015, and he's enjoyed a difficult time at Manchester United. He's been struggling to become a regular in the team, as Matteo Darmian. He wasn't a regular under Van Gaal when Van Gaal got him, and he wasn't a regular under Jose Mourinho. He wasn't a regular. He hasn't been a regular so far under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. And he actually began his career with Milan, did Matteo Darmian, as we all know. But reportedly it says Juventus are interested, and Juventus could be on the brink of getting Darmian as well. So he's another player I think will be leaving Manchester United as well. But it's been reportedly coming out in the press that we've been interested in a few targets, as it has confirmed as well, that we have reportedly, been interested in a few targets, as it has been coming out in the media. Reportedly, we know in the last couple of days, today's been mentioned that reportedly that Benfica player, as I did say, is called Felix, is this player. He's Benfica player. He's only very young in his prime. He's now years of age, as we all know. He can play as a secondary striker, he can play attacking mid, and he can play on the wing as well, can this player. And he only broke in the first team for Benfica, last year, did the player reportedly. He's doing very, very well for the first team, for Benfica. Reportedly, he can score goals, and reportedly, he can provide, can this Benfica player as well. Reportedly, he's got around 105 million release clause as this Benfica player as well in his current contract at Benfica. He's Portuguese. He's yet to make his senior debut for Portugal. Reportedly, Manchester United have been interested in him. Reportedly, he's very, very young. He's 19. Reportedly, Liverpool, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, Monaco, and City have all expressed an interest in this Felix as well. Reportedly, it did say that Liverpool had a £61 million bid turned down for Felix. Reportedly, but it will take a lot of money, to get this current player on the board. Don't really know much about him, but I know he's called Felix. And it said reportedly Manchester United were interested in. We instructed scouts, to closely monitor the player and keep an eye on the player as well, this Felix. So potentially Manchester United have scouted him reportedly. And we've also been interested in Steven Bergwijn. Now, he's a PSV player. He's a winger for PSV. I think he can play in each wing. He's under contract with PSV until 2022. Is this Steven Bergwijn? Reportedly rated at around £25 million. Reportedly said Tottenham have been interested in him as well. Reportedly, it says Tottenham have been interested in Steven Bergwijn as well, and they've got a poor transfer policy, to quite honest, because they've had a poor one since Pochettino got recommended in since 2014, as we all couldn't know, because they've only spent £50 million since 2014. But reportedly, Tottenham have been interested, reportedly rated at around 25 million. Man United have instructed scouts, to watch him regularly. This Steven Bergwijn, as I said, but he's a PSV Eindhoven player, rated at 25 million. Reportedly, Solskjaer wanted Manchester United to go and sign him. He's 21 years of age, as I said. He is Dutch, is this player. He's 21. He's Dutch, as I said, is the player as well. He's been in the PSV reserve team before, was in the PSV youth system, and I think he was in the Ajax youth system as well. This current Steven Bergwijn, as I said, but reportedly he has got good physical attributes as this Steven Bergwijn. So reportedly, he's been mentioned in the press as well. But we know potentially our number one main priority target is to get in our defensive line is Koulibaly, and we know he's been mentioned a lot of times. It's unlikely we're going to get a deal done in this summer in this January transfer window for Koulibaly, because we have got the financial power to meet his valuation, as we all know. Man United in the process so far have had 3 bids turned down for Koulibaly. As we all know, the recent one was 95 million, valued at around £100 million or more. Napoli only paid £7 million for Vimchenko. Don't forget this Koulibaly, as we all currently know. But I think he's a very, very good defender, and he would, complement our backline very, very well, and he would be a great leader, would Koulibaly, as we all currently know. He's had a number of years now in Italy with Napoli. I think he does want to leave Napoli, to be quite honest with you, because the majority of this was due to the racial abuse he suffered, back on Boxing Day, last year as well, Koulibaly. But I think the Napoli president's confirmed they're not willing to do any business at all in this January transfer window for him. So it's probably a deal that will likely happen in the summer, but it's our number one target, as we all currently know. It would be a great signing. It'd be a major signing for us. But as I said, it's also said that Real Madrid have expressed their interest in him as well, Koulibaly. But it's probably a deal that will probably likely happen in this summer, to be quite honest with you. We know potentially, the likes of Eder Militao has been mentioned as well. Reportedly, Real Madrid have been interested in Eder Militao, to quite honest with you. Only 20 years of age, very, very young in his prime. As we all know, he's Eder Militao. He's Brazilian, only joined Porto last summer from Sao Paulo, as we all know, by progressing up the ranks. Word progressing up the ranks, Eder Militao, but his versatility is very, very good, because he can play as a defensive mid, he can play as a centre back, and he can play as a full back as well, can Eder Militao. But I think he's predominantly a right back anyway. But he's got a release clause of £40 million in his contract with Porto as this player as well. But we have been linked with him. Liverpool have been interested in him. Real Madrid have reportedly been interested in him as well. Milan Skriniar is a big, huge doubt now, as we all currently know, because I think Inter Milan are keen on renewing his contract. I still think he's got 3 years left on his current deal with Inter Milan, as this Milan Skriniar. Skriniar. Milan Skriniar, reportedly he's rated at around 70 odd million pounds, but I think potentially, the Milan boss, Lucius Spezia has confirmed that nobody can afford Milan Skriniar. He's 23 years of age, so potentially he is 4 years younger than Koulibaly. He's nowhere near on the same levels as Koulibaly, as we all know, Milan Skriniar, but he would have been a good signing for us because he actually was one of Ed Woodward's targets. Was Milan Skriniar, as we all currently know, but that looks now in jeopardy now, as Inter Milan have confirmed that nobody can afford him, and he's rated at around 70-75 million. He's Slovakian and he's very, very young in his prime. Is Milan Skriniar. Reportedly, his performances for Inter Milan have been impressive indeed. But yeah, we're linked with quite a few other central defenders, as we all currently know as well. We're linked with quite a few other central defenders as well. But the big breaking news is regarding Paul Mitchell now. As I did say, Ed Woodward has basically come out and he's made Paul Mitchell his number one priority target to be the new director of football at Manchester United. Reportedly, he's currently the head of recruitment at RP Leipzig, as I told you earlier on in the video. I think RP Leipzig are being ruthless and they're standing firm over this, so it is going to take like a battle for Manchester United to get him to be head of recruitment at Old Trafford, because I think RP Leipzig are keen on keeping him. Reportedly, I think RP Leipzig are willing to give him a new contract, as it explains in the Metro. They're willing to offer him a bigger role at the club, to persuade him to stay head of recruitment at RP Leipzig. But as we all know, he's now number one to come in to be director of football at Man United. His Ed Wood was number one choice. But before, as Man United have clarified and confirmed, before we commit to any future signings, Ed Woodward wants someone to be the director of football at Manchester United. So he wants the role fulfilled, as Ed Woodward, as I explained. But obviously, we know that potentially he's a head of recruitment at RP Leipzig at the moment. He's been there nearly a year, and he's been a head of recruitment in the past at Southampton and Tottenham, and potentially he's got a good relationship with Pochettino, and he's worked with Pochettino, as we all currently know. And he's obviously, obviously, he was responsible for the deals of the likes of, as I said, Lovren and Sadio Mane, and the likes of Alderweireld and Human Son or something like that, or however you pronounce his name, and the other deals as well. He's been responsible for Paul Mitchell, but reportedly now he's the favourite candidate. Reportedly now, according to the media, as I currently said. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. We will be back tomorrow with the Arsenal Manchester United preview, for the FA Cup on Friday. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel.